Basically, my name is Matthew Dennis, living in Bournemouth, been here about 12 years. Joined the forces when I was 16, served in Belfast 93, Bosnia 95, Canada, Poland, Germany. Left the forces after about 9 years. Worked for an air conditioning company in Ringwood, was there for about 5 years, and then basically I was self-employed plasterer, worked out in the Ardèche, Bergerac, Holland, and then back in the UK, and here I am now.
How did you end up on the streets?
Basically, it's fortunate, working for myself, customer owed me some money, hence got a couple of weeks behind with my rent, was basically given, you don't pay your rent, you're out. You know, I understand the place I was living there, running a business. Went to the town hall, had no help whatsoever. You know, they just basically fobbed me off. They couldn't help me. By chance, I was passing the BH1 project, asked for their help. They helped me to no end. You know, they couldn't be more helpful. Luckily, they put me on to today for Homes4Heroes, and they funded me to get off the streets and in accommodation.
What did you know about the military covenant before you?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. It wasn't until obviously David come down with me to the town hall, and basically went in, and because I said I've not come in on alcohol dependency, drug use, I'm not mentally ill, I'm looking for help, they can't help me, and basically they was told, you know, I was told that if I had any of those three, then I'd have been accommodation.
Do you feel that forces veterans like yourself are let down by local services?
I mean, there's just no help whatsoever, and the information they give me to go off to soup kitchens, you know, I'm going to soup kitchens, they're not there anymore. So there's just no help whatsoever in the town hall.
David, you went with Matthew to Bournemouth Council in order to see if you could arrange some sort of housing for him, and what was their response?
I was very disappointed. The response was that they didn't class Matthew as being a priority, and basically that there was no assistance available to help him. So we as a charity had to step in and use donated money which is given to us by members of the general public to help Matt to get him off the streets with immediate effect after the meeting.
What obligations do you believe that Bournemouth Council has to house Matthew?
We obviously have the military covenant in place, which government keep strenuising and stating that local authorities need to start implementing this. And with the military covenant, it does offer priority needs to ex-service people, especially ex-service people that are homeless and living on the streets where we found Matthew. And at the moment, I personally think that the military covenant hasn't been applied, in this case with Matthew, compared to other cases where we've dealt with people very similar to Matthew and we've managed to get them off the streets with the help of the council.
Is there a problem with homeless ex-service personnel in Bournemouth?
In Bournemouth, when we first came into Bournemouth, which was approximately 6 weeks ago, we had a problem that we knew there was approximately 12 people that we had actually found who were ex-service people who were living on the streets, and thankfully a number of those have now been taken off the streets with the help of the charity and with the help of Bournemouth Council. But unfortunately in this case with Matthew, it certainly didn't apply to Matthew, and we're in a position where the charity has had to pay to get him off the streets and into accommodation.
Matthew now, of course, has been temporarily rehoused. What is your goal in complaining now about the council? What are you hoping to achieve?
Well, I'd certainly like the council to reconsider the decision with regards to Matthew compared to another veteran that we recently got off the streets who was in similar circumstances. The council actually offered him bed and breakfast temporary accommodation, and with ourselves working with the veteran, he's now going into permanent accommodation from the 21st of December. And I see absolutely no difference in the needs of Matthew compared to the other veteran that the council did help. So there seems to be quite a bit of a grey area with regards to the military covenant and what actually applies and what doesn't.